Welcome to Engage. My name is Greg Morris, Recreation Supervisor for the City of Novi. And we have two very special guests here with us today. But we are very fortunate today to be in our dog park, and there are a lot of special projects going on right now. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys to kind of explain some of the exciting things we have going on here in the dog park.
Yeah, well, as you walk in the entrance here at the dog park, one of the first things you may notice are these mats we're standing on. These are called grass mats, and Jeremiah can tell us a little bit about exactly what the purpose is and how we installed them.
Okay, so really this whole area was pretty much all dirt before we put these down because of the dogs constantly running back and forth through this area. So we put these down and we planted some grass, and if you can see down close, you can see where the grass actually gets a little bit of space to sprout up out of there, and it gives it a little bit of protection from the dog paws, so it gets a chance to grow up through there.
So basically it protects the crown of the plant and allows it to establish, and it actually comes through the holes in the mats.
Right.
And then also, part of the reason these were put in this particular location is because we sit at the bottom of a hill. So like anyone knows, water falls down the hill, it sits right here. We also installed some drainage underneath recently and improved the gravel entryway area. So it really helped with traffic coming in and out of here and make the park just look better overall.
Now, what are some other items that you've added to the park since it was built a couple years ago?
Well, one of the items we added probably about a month ago is located in the back of the park on the large dog side. It's a gymnastics area. So kind of a place where people can do training with their dogs. There's a bar that they can jump over. There's a tunnel. So just stuff like that's one of the cooler features. Actually, the scouts volunteered to install that.
All right, so now as you can see, we have moved to a different area of the park. This orange fencing obviously means something special is going on, so I'm going to kick it over to the guys to kind of explain what's going on in this area.
Yeah, so what we've done here is we actually hydro-seeded this area of the park. We identified it as being the most barren, I guess you could say, or it really needed some improvement to the turf health. So we brought out a hydro-seeder machine, and in order to protect the area from people and dogs walking on it and not letting the seed establish, we had to fence it off. So Jeremiah could tell us a little bit more about the equipment that we used to accomplish this.
Okay, so in addition to the hydro seeding, we also did the core aeration, which is we basically drive it all over the park, and it digs in and it pulls these out of the ground, so that we can get some reduce the soil compaction of the area and help get a little more oxygen into the soil as well.
So it's actually dirt.
It's dirt, yes.
Now for the core aeration, one of the machines we used is something we just purchased recently. It's an ABI infield groomer. And what it is, it's a pretty versatile machine with the swap out of a few attachments. You can turn it into an edger, a baseball infield groomer, a seeder, an aerator. So that was the application we used for that here. And then also the slit seeder that we use that attaches to the back of our Kubota tractor is another new piece of equipment. And what it does is it cuts grooves in the soil and at the same time drops seeds down a chute, puts them in those grooves, and then buries it back up. So instead of overseeding and then again having people walk all over the seed and not giving it a chance to germinate, this actually puts in the soil so people can continue to use the park. And while we were doing maintenance throughout this park, we had used all three pieces of equipment at the same time, and it really made it for a short closure of the park, which was very beneficial to everyone, I'm sure. So
One of the members mentioned to me that their small dog was actually getting under the fence, so we brought in some gravel and we lined the edge of the bottom row of the fence to keep the dog from crawling underneath it.
No, that's great. And we just want to thank Matt and Jeremiah for coming out today for this episode of Engage. And we hope you'll watch future episodes on our YouTube channel and Facebook page as well.